Hello everyone, this is Trevor. We are working on, I believe it's number 13, blind SQL injection with time delays and information retrieval. So the vulnerabilities in the tracking cookie, see the results are not returned and it does not respond any differently based on whether the query returns. However, it's possible to trigger conditional time delays. There's a different table called users with username and password. We need to find out the password of the administrator user and then log in as the administrator to solve the exercise. Sweet. So let's get going. As always, or as it has been recently, we need to start with finding out the database type. So we're going to open link in new tab. Please like and subscribe to the video. It would really help me out and I would appreciate it. Let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about and I will do that. This looks odd. Let's refresh the page. That looks much better, like what we were expecting. Let's go to here. We'll get the latest get with our tracking ID and session token. We're going to send this to repeater. In repeater, we are going to put in our single quote. We're going to end with this, and then we need the conditional here. Let's go look at our SQL injection cheat sheet. Conditional time delays. Conditional time delays. This is what we want. My comfort level is Postgres and MySQL are the ones I'm most comfortable with. Microsoft is next and Oracle is last. So my hope is, as always, it's one of these two databases. Let's start here. And I don't know, it's probably wimpy of me to say my hope is. Select if 1 equals 1, it'll sleep for 10 seconds. Otherwise, and we want a space here so that it concatenates the A to this. That looks good to me. Let's highlight all of this. Control U, send that. Oh, I was going to say 545 milliseconds. So that's not it. If we go back and do the Postgres, we want to, let's put it here. You know what we should have done? We should have done another set of this. Let's try that. We got 1 second. No, that's not it. All right, now we'll put in the Postgres and we'll put that here. Everything else looks the same. We'll put our condition here, 1 equals 1. It's going to sleep for 10, otherwise it won't. And instead of the plus, or instead of the space, we need a bar. And then we need to URL encode all of this. Let's send that. This is looking good. Yep, I'm saying it's it. Thankfully, Postgres. I just had a bad experience the other day doing that Oracle one. It's still, it still hurts me a little knowing that I spent an hour and a half on that video when it didn't need to be. So this is our, this is what we want the query to look like, all the queries. And then we'll work on our true false. Let's put it here. We'll open up Kate and I will paste that here. We need two queries. We need the length and the char. So we are going to, let's create our, let's copy this, Control Shift U, like this, and we don't want the tracking ID. We want just this. We don't need a URL encoded. So I'm going to highlight this, paste it. Now we need the length query. So let's work on that one. We can just duplicate this. And then here, select, we need something. I don't know if it's length. Let's put that here. We need our inner query. For now, let's just do select A. We need a space. We'll end that. We need an extra set of parentheses for this select statement. Then we need the length. And then when that equals 4, this should be a true statement. We're going to add the parentheses there. That looks good. Select length, select AAA. We've got this parentheses around the select statement there. We've got this parentheses around the select statement. This one for the length. That one looks good. So let's verify length is the correct keyword argument in Postgres. Docker exec. We need Postgres. There we go. Select length of select 1, 2, 3, 4. Close that off and semicolon. We do get 4 back, so that looks like the correct syntax for length. All right, let's throw this now. And we need to include, well, we don't need to include the trailing space. And just paste that. And then URL encode all of this. This should be true, so we should sleep for 10 seconds. We did not sleep for 10 seconds. Awesome. This is exactly what I wanted to have happen. Let's Control Shift U. Copy this. And we're going to go back to here. So we're going to paste this. We're going to take off these. Sorry about that. And then up here, we'll do select AAA. We're going to concatenate that with the inner. Let's run that. So we have an open parentheses. That's our problem. Open parentheses. Where do we have an open one? Let's copy this to Kate, because Kate's real good about telling us. This one doesn't have an end one. This one does. So let's go to the most inner one. That looks good. That looks good. That one looks not right. This one should be right here. Yes. And then that one is at the end of the... All right. So let's go back to here and add on, let's Control C this. Can't up arrow. Let's copy this, paste it. Let's go and add a single quote here. Hit enter. That worked. So we were just missing that one. Let's go here and add it here, and this should work. It looks like it does. We've got a 10-second delay. .5 milliseconds per, or 1,000, whatever. And then just to double check, our negative should not delay. Perfect. So this is our length query. Let's highlight this. Highlight this. Control Shift U. Copy. And put here length. Control V. And then we need our char. Our char. So let's check. I don't. Here's a char. That's. I don't remember it's CHR or CHAR. I know 97 is A, so if we do select CHR 97 and semicolon, okay, so it is CHR. For that, we want our, let's just duplicate this one as a starting point. Select case when, select, here we want our inner query. So this is going to be our select A, and then we want substring, and we'll have to double check that that is it. Inner query. Here we want one character, first character, when we need another one there, equals A. All right, I'm confident as long as we have substring right. Let's check that. There we go. Substring, we do have it right. I'm confident with this. This one's gonna work. First try. Whoops. What did I just do? I want to copy, go here. I want to paste and then highlight. Let's delete this trailing space. We don't need it. So instead of just leaving it, this should be true. Dang it. Oh, my hubris. So, what did we mess up? Let's copy, let's highlight all of this. Control Shift U. And then select case when, then end. We want all of this, and we're going to go to here. We're going to paste that. So maybe we end the when, or maybe we... Let's try deleting one of these. No. Let's just not willy-nilly delete. Select case when. So this one, holy cannoli. Where's... That's no good. This should be here. We have one too many closing. When this one, that one should not be there. Now this one goes there. Oh my goodness. One day I'm going to be able to nail these first try. That will be a beautiful, beautiful day. And then we're going to highlight all this, Control U, send it. Yes. We've got our delay. And we've got our char query. We're going to change this to B. Well, let's change it to CHR 97. Like that. We should get a delay. Once we've got this delay, we're going to change this to 98. Make sure we have 0 delay. 10 seconds. Good. 98 or 99. It's fine. Uh-oh. Okay. It took 3 seconds. That's normal. All right. This is our char query. Control Shift U. I'm going to copy this. Throw it in here. Replace this B. And let's just make it true. All right. We've got everything we need for the script. Woohoo! What is this lab called? Time delays info retrieval. Vim time delays info retrieval.py. We need to grab our template here. I'm going to paste that. And then, if you remember, we created this shop class and we used it in conditional errors. We did. We're going to reuse this stuff and change everything. So this is the power of those classes. We need to import this knit math length, that's fine. Tracking, that's fine. Session length query. This is where we're going to change our length query. Let's just copy and paste. Got lots of reminders going on today, which is crazy. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. All right. Let's go here. We're going to add in the tracking ID, self.tracking ID in the curly brace, single quote, have the bar, select case when, select length. This is where we want the inner query. Inner query. This is where we want the length. Then PG sleep. We're going to change this. Sleep. I'm going to create a global variable named sleep. At first, we can set it to 10. That's fine, but we may find that we can lower this and make everything faster. Else sleep 0, and how does that look? We're going to delete this. Tracking ID, select case when, select length in our query equals length, then PG sleep. We're going to sleep our sleep amount, else we're not going to sleep, and then we're going to end. Looks good. Now let's make it so that we don't have a super long line. We need a place to break this. Let's break it right here in the when statement. And we can break it right after. So this one ends here. We can break it after the when statement, which is right here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, it's done. So we need an F string here. We need an F string here and an F string there. Format char query. We've already got it ready. I'm going to copy this, paste it. We need to change this to our inner query. Inner query. We need to change this to our char, and it is a number. Char. We need to change this to our sleep. Select case when. We're going to do the same pattern that we did above, even though I'm not sure it makes a lot of sense here. There we go. All right, now where do we need S strings? Oh, we definitely need one here, and we forgot the self.tracking ID. F, F, and F. Is true. We cannot tell is true from the response alone. We may need to do some work on our class because, yeah. Format request. That one looks good. No changes needed there. Is true needs change though, because remember the way we can tell true or false is by the amount of time it takes for the request to return. Let's go to our shop. Our SQLi class is true. So here's where we send it. So what if we do time and do start equals end equals time duration equals end minus start. We're not going to round it this time. And then in self.isTrue, we give it time also. Oh no, duration, not time. So it's going to, in our previous scripts, if we run this again, it's going to give it the time, but in our is true, we're not going to check it. So it'll just not be used. In our current one, it's going to pass the time, and that's how we're going to check if it's true. So we need to import time here. And in our this function, did we have any errors? No, I thought I saw an error. We're going to add a duration. Our other script is not going to work, is going to fail right now, but that's all right. If we need to, we can troubleshoot and fix that up. Duration. So if duration is greater than sleep, return, change word true, change word false. So if the time it took is bigger than our sleep, we're going to say that our response is true, otherwise it's false. And this will be right because if it's true, we're sleeping that many seconds, otherwise we're sleeping 0 seconds. We're formatting the request. Let's try this out. So let's see how we did that. We do need the login. Let's do this. We need all of this. We need all of this. SQLi. Now let's do print SQLi dot get response string. Our inner query for this first test will be select AAA, just like we've done previously. I believe response string needs a URL. This will be shop.base URL. Probably needs the proxy shop.no proxy. I don't know if it needs anything else. Get response string, inner query URL, no proxy, number of threads. So that's an interesting topic because this is a sleep. We want to be very careful about going more than one thread. And the reason why is if we tell the database to sleep and then we send it another query, it's still sleeping from the previous one. We just want to be careful about when we're asking it to sleep. It could definitely screw up the responses or the results. So my suggestion is that you start with one, make sure everything works, and then using a known working, query, start adding on threads to see if the database, the application can handle more than one threads in this. All right, that's our starting point. Let's make sure that the lab is still alive and kicking. It is 3, so Python time delays info retrieval. We're gonna give it this, tell it to go. Should be return 4. And let's lower our sleep count so that it's not so drastic. We do got the valid length. Now it's going to check every character. MySQL is true. Duration. So we messed up somewhere. Is true. Down here, response character. Duration. And we need the same start right before we send it and end right as we finish, and then calculate duration. All right. Before we send this again, let's change this to, let's go 5. That's still kind of conservative, but not as drastic. The other thing we can do to speed things up is right now we are using any character. The available characters, I thought we set that outside. We did not, it looks like. But the available characters is any printable. If I remember right, well, I think it's in the hint. Nope. I thought it was said something about it's only alphanumeric. Well, I don't see it there. Never mind then. We've already got the length, and that's correct. We can close this window now. Let's make sure everything works, I guess, first. Proxy, what are we on? We're still on the first character. Uh-oh. It's taking... Oh. Here we go. We definitely have a 97. Maybe it solved it. It did, yes. We got it. So that wasn't too long. It took a minute and 17 seconds. Everything worked. We'll close this. Discard. Now, since it works, let's just grab the password. So password equals, let's reuse this. Select password from users where username equals change word administrator. Now that we have that, we can do shop.login with the username administrator and the password of password. And then we can do shop.is solved. That should be it. It's going to auto... Oops. Let's go to the end of the file, remove that. Sleep 5 seconds worked. We should have tested whether or not we could use multiple strings. Or when we had the select AAAA, we should have tested multiple threads, I mean. I don't want to test it now because, man, this query is going to take a minute. This one took a minute, so it's going to take at least 5 minutes. With that in mind, I'm going to pause, or I don't know how to make the video speed up. Maybe I'll have to learn how to do that. I'll just pause it and then we'll come back once it's solved. All right, see you in a minute. I feel like it should solve any second now. Let's check where we are in the process. Why is it getting 1-1? Oh, crap. Did we mess up? This is my fault. Dang it. It's because right here, we are not changing this like we should. Index. Our AAAA worked because it just got the first character 4 times, and it was A, and that matched. Sorry about that. I should have noticed it. Dang it. All right, let's run it again. See you in a minute. Okay, so we're getting close. Let's switch back so we can see how this ends. Length of query's response is 20. Should be any second now. There we go. We don't print the password, and we solved it. I don't like how we don't print the password. Well, I'm not going to run it again. Log.info administrator password is, and then password. And then because I always forget it, we'll add the F string. But it's solved. Woohoo! Let's go here, here. Refresh this to get the banner. Boom, we solved it. All right, just to refresh what we did, we subclassed our SQL injection class. We had to make one modification to our SQL injection class, and that was we needed the isTrue to include a duration argument. With that, we were able to tell if the response took longer than what we had asked it to sleep, then we knew that it was true, otherwise false. We formatted, we figured out a good way to get the length query and then the char query, and that was it. Figured it out. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. This was a good challenge. I like it. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Goodbye.